the first card you have for your past is the Six of Pentacles. Yeah, I think you might have been in some kind of unfair situation. I'm actually seeing this might be about an ex, or some situation around an ex where maybe they demanded things of you, or maybe they felt that they deserved possessions or money or something like that from you. I'm actually seeing some people backing them up, might be for their family. Yeah, they had a lot of people on their side, I think, and you had people on your side as well. But I'm just getting this feeling of you just feeling as if you were surrounded by these people and their family, or this person and their family, and you just felt as if you wanted to run away and escape. And I think you did escape, but you probably still have some kind of a connection to this person. I don't know if you have children with them, but there's some reason why you have some connection to them still, even now. And I think they might be trying to get some kind of reaction from you or something like that. They're trying to kind of push you or prod you or poke you or something. I don't know if that's what's happening, but I think I'm just seeing you going about your day and everything's fine or whatever, and you feel fine, but then you might get a message from this person or something, and then your emotions just go right down after hearing from this person. That's what I'm feeling, this kind of up and then down, and I'm looking at these scales that this man has, and this kind of up and down. It's kind of this unfair situation. And I think even seeing their name might bring you down. It's that severe. They really upset you that much. So if this is resonating with you, I think you need to find some way of not letting this person sort of rule your life. I know that sounds dramatic, but that's what I'm seeing, that they're kind of running your life, even without being around you. You are free from them. You have to realize you are free from this person. You're away from them. So you need to try and minimize as much contact as you can with this person, I think. I think if they're suddenly catching you by calling you or texting you, don't feel that you have to answer them right away or even at all. If they're asking you something that's important, obviously if you have children with them and they're asking you about a pickup time or about something about their school or whatever, of course, yes, you have to answer them. But if this is all resonating with you and they kind of bring you down this much, and they're really invading your space and your head and your emotions, don't let them do that. I had a problem with someone where I had to say to them, contact me through email only. And then I would open my emails when I felt ready, once a day, maybe at the end of the day when I felt a bit better, I didn't have any stressful things to do in front of me. It was the end of the day. I could just go and have a look at my emails. And then if it was something that was important, I could answer it. If it was just someone goading me and trying to bother me and saying silly things, I'd just ignore it. And that really helped. That really helped me. I didn't have to answer when they were trying to force me to answer. So I don't know if this is going to help you, but this is what worked for me. That's why I'm just saying that. It gave me some control and some space back, some of my space back. So you don't have to do that, of course. That's just something that helped me. The next card you have for your past is the Four of Swords. So yeah, this person was really, really wearing you out. You had other things to do. You had work. You had other important things to do, and you might have just been maybe losing sleep over this person, or you might have been less productive than you usually were, because you just couldn't concentrate properly. You needed a break from them. You just needed a rest from them. And that's why I was saying, when I was saying that about I'd go and look at my emails at the end of the day. That's what I mean. When I had no more stressful things in front of me for the day, then I'd go and look. I knew that if I went and looked at these emails before I had my work day or my other things to do, I'd be all stressed, I'd be all upset, I'd be all kind of tired and worn out, and I wouldn't be able to concentrate properly. So yeah, you needed a break. This was all driving you kind of crazy. So again, try to think of some kind of strategy. If you don't like mine, I don't mind, but try to think of something so that you can help yourself to kind of manage this person, because I think they do need to be managed. I'm also seeing that you might have been missing someone, and yeah, okay, and I've seen this person in your last readings. Okay, I know what this is. I don't want to make anyone upset. but yeah, you were really missing someone, I think, and whoever this was probably would have sat and listened to you and helped you with this problem, with this difficult person that I'm seeing in the Six of Pentacles. Now, they might not be on this earth. Maybe this is someone who was older than you. They wanted to protect you. Maybe they weren't always able to protect you. I think they might have felt as if they'd failed at protecting you from someone or something in your past. Just know that they wanted to protect you. It wasn't that they didn't want to. They wanted to protect you. They just felt that they weren't able to at that time for some reason. And I think, don't be upset, but I think they watch over you and they want to protect you now. That's what I'm seeing. You know, just like this beautiful stained glass windows watching over this man. You know, they're in the light. This person is in the light. And when the light comes through the stained glass window, it illuminates the whole room with color and light and makes the whole room beautiful. So I think this is them wanting to protect you now. So just know that this is what they want to do. Just know that you have this person watching over you, protecting you, bringing you light, bringing you color. It's really, really beautiful. So I don't want to make you upset. I don't want you to be afraid or worried or whatever. And I really, really don't intend to upset anyone. But I just hope that goes out to the right person. Okay, so I won't say any more about that. The last card you have your past is the Queen of Cups. So yeah, I think I saw this in your last reading. Someone's still missing you, I think, and this definitely isn't this person who's bothering you. This is someone else. Excuse me. This is someone who's a bit quiet. Yeah, they do miss you. They definitely miss you to the point where, you know, I'm seeing them thinking about you all the time, not being able to think about anything else. And I don't think they were saying anything to you at this time. I think they're probably still not saying anything to you, but this is how they were feeling. And also they're not saying anything to anyone else either, anyone around them about how they're feeling either. But people know, they could see that this person's really lost in their own kind of world almost. Because I'm just looking at these angels above this queen. And they're on her throne and they're looking down over her, and it's like they're watching over her and they're thinking, what's the matter? Why are you staring at that cup? Why don't you engage with the real world? Why don't you come out and talk to us or whatever? And this person's not doing that. They're really, really lost, but people around them are kind of observing this and wondering what's wrong with them. That's what I'm seeing. And I don't know if it would be best for you to talk to them or not. I really think that if you don't want to be with this person, I would say definitely don't contact them. I know that sounds a bit cruel, but I think if you did contact them and you're not interested in being with this person romantically, it would just open up a whole lot of new things for them again, and I think it'd stop them from moving on. And of course it's up to you to do whatever you want, but that's what I'm seeing in there. That's just what I think would happen if you did contact them. That's if you're not interested in them. If you are interested, then that's another thing again. So yes, the first card, or the next card, or the first card you have, sorry, why am I saying that? The first card you have for your present is the Fool. So, excuse me, I'm sorry about that. So, yeah, this person would love to start again with you. They'd love to start. They'd love a fresh start with you. But I'm getting this feeling that you'd feel as if you were going backwards if you did go back there again with them. And I think if you did, yeah, I just think you don't want to go back. You just don't want to go backwards. That's what I'm seeing in that card. You want to move forwards like this Fool. But there are some feelings there. There are still some feelings there, but maybe you're wavering a little bit. But I think, you know, you can have feelings for someone and think that they're not right for you. I am getting a few mixed feelings there. But generally, I am feeling that you don't want to go backwards. Excuse me, this is the Fool. You want to go forwards. I think this person's name might be around you, actually. I hope that makes sense. I'm just getting this feeling that they used to be close to some people who are around you, and I think maybe some family who are around you. They used to be close. I'm seeing one of these people who they were very, very close to, and they might still be in contact with this person. So you might hear their name through this other person. It might be something like that. excuse me again, but I think deep down you probably had enough of any people from your past, really, and you just want to move forward now. You just want to be free like the Fool. You still have a few little feelings in there, and they're a bit like the dog on this card, barking, saying, no, come backwards, but no, the Fool is the Fool, and I think really you're just going to decide that you want to move forwards. The next card you have for your present is the Page of Wands. So yes, again, you're looking up like this page. You're looking out into your future. You're not thinking about going backwards. You're thinking about going forwards. The pages are students. They're just learning about things, but they're enthusiastic. They're curious. They want to learn. They want to move ahead. So, you know, you have the Fool, you have the Page of Wands as well. So this is definitely about moving forward, wanting to experience new things. That's what I'm seeing there. So I'm also seeing a lot of learning around work. I think this might have also been in your last reading as well, learning around work. I think you might be moving up to a new level at work or something like that. This might be a promotion, or it might be just before you have a promotion. There might be a promotion up in front of you. It might be something about that. I am seeing moving up to another level at work. Now, I think with this that's happening, with this learning that's happening, you're kind of having to experience being a learner all over again. And that's not an easy feeling for you, starting all over again at the bottom of learning something. You know, it can make you feel a bit lost and a bit out of place. And if you look at this page, he's totally out of place. He's in the desert and in a hot climate, obviously, but he's wearing winter clothes. He's wearing boots, heavy scarves, all of that kind of thing. And so he's out of place. And it's hard to go from feeling as if you're in your place, you know where you are, you know what to do, you know your job, you know all of that, and then you suddenly feel as if you're learning again. You don't know anything. But you know, this will pass, and I think you know that. I think you know that you'll get over this learning period, and you'll get into something, you know, and you'll become familiar with things, and you'll be fine. I think this promotion or this moving upwards or whatever this is also has some more money coming with it. Yeah, I think it does. I'm definitely seeing that. So, you know, obviously money isn't everything, but we all need it. We all need money. We all feel a bit better about ourselves when we have a bit extra money. And, you know, also it's a good thing. It can give us the freedom to do things that we want to do and to feel safer. It can give us things like insurance, and so that we just feel comfortable and safe, and we don't have, you know, we're not worrying about what's around the next corner and what's going to happen to us. So it can be really good. So, you know that. So I think this financial increase is going to help with your confidence, and I think it's also that confidence that you're going to gain with this promotion or whatever this is. Sorry, I'm really losing track because there's a noise going on outside. I'm really sorry. I know I always talk about the noises, and I know everyone tells me I can't hear the noise, but I really, when I'm trying to concentrate on these cards and I hear this outside noise, it really kind of interferes. Okay, so I'm going to try and concentrate again. I'm really sorry about this. Yeah, this money, this promotion, this thing is bringing you some confidence, and this is what is going to help you to deal with this difficult ex I'm seeing in the Six of Pentacles. So that's a good thing. Yeah, just a warning though, I'm seeing if you do have more money coming in, try and keep it to yourself if you can. Keep that news to yourself, because I'm just seeing a little bit of danger about this. I'm seeing, you know, if you go around saying, oh, I've got a promotion, I've got more money, I've got this, I've got that, someone might be listening to you, and I think this might get back to this difficult ex or this person in the Six of Pentacles. Now, I'm not saying you have to hide things from people, I'm not saying that, but I am getting a feeling of this person. There was some kind of power imbalance between you around money, and I think they were trying to take you over, if that makes sense. And I just think that if they find this out, it's just going to be one more thing that you don't need. They're already trying to bother you, harass you, all of that kind of thing. It's just another thing they're going to use to talk to you about. Say, oh, where did you get that from? What are you doing? What's this? What's that? Oh, so you can pay for this and you could do, you know, all of that kind of conversation. It's just something you don't need. So I just think you need to keep this to yourself. I hope that makes sense. So the last card you have your present is the Five of Wands. So yeah, again, you're very confused at work because you're learning this thing. It's very difficult. And there also might be some people around work who aren't very friendly, or they might not be very helpful. They might not be helping you. They might be the opposite of helpful. It might be that you're trying to ask people, can you help me learn this? I need to know what's this? You might be asking them questions and they might just be saying, oh, learn it yourself. Or they might be giving you kind of difficult answers or something sneaky like that. That can happen sometimes. When people see someone learning, sometimes they can turn a bit nasty. It's like, I've got the upper hand, I know everything and they don't, that kind of thing. Not everyone's like that, obviously, but I think you might be around a couple of people like that. And it reminds me of when I was first learning to drive. And I had a big L on my car for loser, not for loser, for learner. So I had this big L on my car. And, most people were fine. Most people were just normal, driving along as usual. But it seemed to be an invitation to some people to be as difficult and as mean as they could as possible. So I was really, really nervous. I was so nervous. And I remember looking across at into some of these people's cars and seeing them laughing after doing things like, leaving a gap for me to drive into in front of them, and even indicating to me that I should go into that gap, using their hands and kind of saying, go on, go ahead. I'd go in and then they would try to move in really quickly and not let me kind of move in, and then they'd be laughing. They'd quickly close up the gap. And I had people swerving in at me and laughing when I looked really scared. Really dangerous, really stupid people, actually, that could have caused all kinds of horrible accidents. Stupid people, nasty people. And, I won't go into that, but it's just that people sometimes see someone learning something and it turns them into this kind of nasty person who's like, haha, I know this information and you don't, that kind of thing. And they forget sometimes that they were in a position once where they were learning. Everyone has been in a position where they were learning. Everybody. And so, it's really cruel, it's really nasty. But yeah, I think there are some helpful people around you, probably the quieter, more thoughtful ones. So pick and choose who you think would be the most helpful. I think you have good instincts around who would be helpful and who wouldn't. So ignore the ones who are nasty or who aren't helpful. Try to, choose the ones who are, and you'll find those people, and you'll be able to do this. You'll get this done. You'll get through this time. And to the ones who aren't helpful on purpose, who are being horrible on purpose, this is a promotion. If it isn't a promotion now, you have one coming up. And if you keep on going the way you are, there'll be more promotions ahead of you as well. So these people around your workplace had better be careful because they might be working under you soon. That's all I have to say about that. I know this isn't to them, but I had to say that. The first card you have for your future is the Tower. Yes. So don't stress about this. I don't think this is as bad as it looks. I think this might be a warning to you. I think this might be a warning not to go against your true nature, not to try to be something that you're not. Now, I don't think you're trying to be something you're not. I don't think you mean to do this. But I am seeing a lot of mixed feelings around your workplace, a lot of negative things. There's positive, yes, there's positive, but there's negative as well. It's very mixed. So you're obviously on the way up, if what I'm seeing is resonating with you. But I think there might be some people who might be a little bit jealous, or they just don't want to see you do well. One specific person actually who might really make you feel angry or upset, which is, again, this is what I was seeing in the Five of Wands. And I know it's really hard to cope with when you're already stressed, when you're learning things, when you've got other stresses, you've got this stupid, ridiculous person in the Six of Pentacles driving you crazy as well. And then you have this person at work coming in and causing you problems and being horrible and difficult. It's so hard. I know as an Aries, it would be very hard for me not to lose my temper with them. But this is what I'm telling you to do. Be really careful not to lose your temper around this person. I'm just getting this feeling that, you're usually a light-hearted person in the workplace, and that's your nature. but I think this person might be trying to make you come out of that nature, come out of your nature. Now, I'm not saying that you should be friends with this person or you should condone what they're doing. No, of course not. But try not to lose your temper, because I'm seeing that it will backfire, especially if this is around the workplace. Be very, very careful, because if you're going for this promotion, if whatever this is, people are going to be watching you. So just be very careful of how you deal with this person. The tower on this card, it was built into a mountain. So, and when the tower was built on top of this mountain, it changed the nature of the mountain. It became something man-made. But then nature didn't like that, and it started taking over. So that's what's happening with this lightning. It's striking the tower. Nature is taking itself back again. It's coming back into its power again. I hope that makes sense. So what I'm getting out of this is, don't go against your nature. Stay true to yourself. Don't let this person change you, and be very careful not to lose your temper, because I think you are going to have some people watching you and watching how you deal with different situations. So this is a test. If you need to, if you feel yourself getting really angry, walk away, do whatever you need to do. The next card you have for your future is the Two of Pentacles. So yeah, again, juggling a lot of difficult situations around the workplace, like this man's juggling, dealing with this learning at work and all of these things and these difficult people. It's not going to be easy. It's going to be like that for a while, but it won't be like that forever. I'm looking at this infinity symbol, and it might feel like this is going to go on forever, and it does feel like that when you're in this kind of a situation, but you're going to get through this. Just hang in there if this is all resonating. I know that's easy for me to say, but you will get through this. You really, really will. Take as much time out as you can to try and alleviate as much stress as you can. Take all the required breaks that you have in front of you. If you have a break there, take it. If when it's time to go home at that time, unless it's required of you to stay back. If someone's bothering you, just say, excuse me for a moment, and go and walk off somewhere else. Do everything you can to not be stressed, especially around this difficult person I'm seeing. And your life is going to come back into balance again. You'll just have to ride this out at this time. That's what I'm seeing. The last card you have in your future is the Knight of Cups. So I think this person in the Queen of Cups, I think they might actually try to contact you around this time, but maybe not directly. If you look at this knight, he's coming up to the edge of the river. You probably can't see, so I'll move that up so you can see. So there's a river there. He's coming up to the edge of the river. He has his cup, and to me, it looks as if he's about to kind of fill up his cup in the river because he has an empty cup and he wants to fill it up. Or it might be that he wants to cross the river. He wants to take some kind of an action, but he's not doing it. He's just sitting there. He's not doing what he needs to do, what he feels that he wants to do. So I think this person might try to speak to you, but I think they're not going to do that directly. They're going to do this through someone else, I think. And again, I think they're still in contact with some people who are around you. That's what I'm seeing in the Fool card. I think they're going to ask someone to pass a message on to you. So it's like they might try to talk to you without actually talking to you, if that makes sense. It's a bit cowardly of them, actually, but they're obviously not going to come out and say, I miss you, I want you back, or whatever. But that's how they're feeling. Believe me, that's how they're feeling about you. And I think you know that. I think you might already sense that. If this is resonating with you, I think when they contact you, you're just going to have to handle this very, very carefully, very sensitively, because they are thinking about you all the time. They are really missing you. This is a big, big thing for them to contact you, even if it's not directly to you. Now, I was seeing in the Fool card that you want to move forward from this. You don't want this person. You don't want a relationship with this person. So if that's the case, be very sensitive, be very careful with them. They're very sensitive, they're very emotional, because they're the person in the Queen of Cups. If you have to let them down, do it very, very, very gently and very carefully. That's what I'm seeing.